Here's your report.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire someone just like you.
Try LinkedIn Hiring Pro. It's more than a job board. It's like the recruiter you always wished you had. Hiring Pro uses real-time insights to match your role to LinkedIn's unique network of professionals and delivers a short list of best fit candidates. You'll spend less time sorting applicants and more time talking to the right people.
Let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
The Civil War is here, brother.
That's right. That's right.
Stash your guns, boys. Yeehaw!
We're back.
The Leftovers, baby. What a show we have. In the $10 trillion studio, Alex Jones is crying right now at how spectacular.
Studio got more expensive because, Joe Biden, inflation,
The tax.
lumber prices.
Hussein Pecker.
I love that.
I'm just saying things that agitate conservatives or things that conservatives are saying. You know what I mean?
Well, we have so much show to get to today. It amazes me how much content there's every week, and this isn't even like election season.
Oh yeah.
Wait till Trump is announcing and ready to go. And
He's
start
kind of already teasing it.
I can't wait.
I was talking to Matt Walsh on my other podcast yesterday, from not the fascist Matt Walsh, the good one from UCB and Veep. And he was saying that he saw signs up in, I think it was maybe in Maine. He saw signs that said 2024 Donald Trump, the revenge tour.
Oh.
If they're going to bill it as the revenge tour, I don't know. I mean, that's
He's ready.
Yeah.
I'm here for the revenge tour, people.
That's right.
Get out your muskets. Fix them bayonets, boy. The Civil War is coming.
Where's your daddy?
Today's episode is sponsored by Raycon. We love them, folks, don't we? Thank you. Now, first of all, we have a little bit of controversy from last week. But we'll get to that. First thing I want to do here today is talk about Ben Shapiro, basically responding to you making money.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
He's so right.
Dude, I was watching this clip and I was like, this guy is such a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Every point he brings up against you is shit, first of all, that you agree with and addressed.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. Let's just pull it up.
He was seething. It was awesome.
Dude, he was. His face was all, he was angry.
He was like mad that, he's like, how can there be a successful socialist broadcaster that's only backed by his community and not, millionaire donors?
Anyway, you also ratioed him, was pretty epic. Your video got substantially more views than his. So
that's crazy. Yeah, he's got 4 million subs too.
Yeah, I was surprised it didn't really hit off for him.
Yeah, I mean he was late to the game.
He's failing the culture war.
Yeah, that's why he's that's why he's doing TikTok React videos now. That's what he does now. Oh yeah, he does them all the time, and they do well.
No,
because there's a lot of weird cringe shit on TikTok.
No way. Wait, I gotta look at that real fast. Hold on. I love this
thumbnail.
I'm inside your walls, Ben.
Yeah, that is so. Oh, that's a good usage.
Oh yeah.
Ben Shapiro TikTok. I didn't know that was popping off.
Yeah, he's just been doing a lot of I think he's having a hard time juicing his content. You know what I mean? They're probably killing it on Facebook. I haven't really checked their analytics recently.
Always.
But on YouTube, it's just not too great because the culture war stuff
it's
on
the
the
algorithm, bro.
side,
it's the algorithm's crushing his world.
Yeah, it's not good. So he's got to do whatever he can.
Here's one that has 6 million views. Ben Shapiro destroys insane far left TikToker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Oh, no. I didn't mean he's on TikTok. I meant he watches this
is the Daily Wire.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, he's watching.
No. He does TikTok React compilation.
I mean, that's the equvalent of Crowder going out to a college campus and owning freshmen.
I mean, I do it too. I love it, but I'm not above that kind of content. I wasn't billed as the intellectual gladiator of the right by the New York Times. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Barry Weiss.
So here, let's see.
Cupiosexual people are asexual people who still desire a sexual relationship but don't experience sexual attraction. Cupiosexual people may decide to have a sexual relationship despite not feeling sexual attraction while others don't. Both are completely valid and communication is key. Hope I could help. Check out my hashtag VampireKidExplains for more.
It did. It helped. It helped. I now understand nothing about what just happened.
Fucking
How hard do we have to work to come up with sexual minorities now, right? We have such a viciously intolerant, brutal, sexist, heteronormative, patriarchal society. We have alienated so many people that they have to work so hard to come up with being a member of a sexual minority. That used to like a person who didn't want to have sex, but who sometimes has sex. How do you exactly identify
A person
into
that
it?
didn't want to have sex, that maybe couldn't have sex, that was incapable of, like me in high school and in college and basically all my adult life, just incapable of, finding a girl to sleep with me. I feel completely alienated.
It's just like Ben Shapiro is owning a literal 14-year-old.
Yeah, totally.
Like a literal 14-year-old wearing like funny makeup.
Unicorn outfit.
On their face.
Sometimes you're into the sex,
It's
you're no
awesome.
longer a cupiosexual, but this is the thing. It's all fluid, right? You can be whatever you want at any time. And no one has to verify any of this. You just declare yourself
What do
a
you mean
sexual
verify?
minority.
Yeah, what do you what are you trying?
Who verifies your sexuality? Well, what is that?
Okay, so when I was 13, my parents verified my sexuality. They weren't sure if I was a boy or a girl, and it was very normative for for example, my rabbi to circumcise me and then suck my bleeding penis.
I didn't say any of that. I can't believe the things that he's saying here.
Well, I'm Jewish, so I can say it.
I don't
can
even
get
know
away with it.
what that. I'm not even laughing at
Well,
it. Look
as
at me.
you know, there's a practice. Even in Israel, they don't do it.
No,
I should clarify.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the jokes. I have Jewish friends. Like I know.
I'm explaining for the people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there is I don't think maybe they probably still do it, but even in Israel, I think it's probably illegal. But traditionally, when you circumcise a baby, when I say tradition, I'm talking old school shit. But the moil just takes a little sucky of the blood. And it was actually really productive because the moil would sometimes give STDs to the newborn baby.
Yeah.
So that was good.
I've heard of that.
Sorry, trigger warning, I guess.
Yeah, that was,
But it is what it is.
I too am unfortunately circed up, so they took something from us. They did.
Nice. That's where we're united. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just not a big difference between.
No.
Well, you're Turkish, but you're Muslim.
Yeah.
So they snip you.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, there's a whole fanfare around it too. You gotta normally in Turkey. I mean, I got it here. So
What?
Because I'm an anchor baby, so I was born here.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you were born here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you weren't like
quick
18
snip.
circumcised.
No.
'Cause that was a whole question.
No, I would have never consented. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, fuck no, dude.
At that age? No.
Yeah. No, they, but when you're in Turkey, there's it's kind of like a bar mitzvah, sunnet is what it's called. And it's like a big ceremony. And you wear this, pageant dress, basically, this big outfit. And there's a whole celebration. And they snip. And there's no blood sucking or anything like that, but we have a gnarly old wives' tale myth thing as well, where they put it in the rice, like this big pile of rice.
Fucking way,
Yeah,
bro.
and whoever gets the pee-pee part,
No.
they are lucky.
They sure are lucky.
I don't think they do it. It's just like
Well, those
it's like a
stem
myth.
cells are no joke, bro.
Yeah. Oh god.
There's good shit in that foreskin.
Yeah. We've been. Everybody has some weird ass practices.
That's
dude.
rough. That's rough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but just to make clear, that doesn't really happen, except in probably Ben Shapiro's temple or whatever. He's very conservative. He likes tradition. I know Ben Shapiro likes tradition. Okay,
I don't
let's
even
watch
believe that. He's like a violinist from Los Angeles. I mean, there's a lot of conservative Jewish people in Los Angeles, though.
He's
maybe.
very traditional. Okay, let's watch. Anyway, so yeah. So this is a picture of me when I was coming of age, and my parents said very explicit to me that I am a male. They confirmed my gender, and
I was not allowed to dress up like this, even though I really wanted to. But that's why I'm a beacon of masculinity now.
And so when people tell me there's 52 genders, I insist on verifying because I was on a wrong path too when I was that age.
This P word is wet. Come take a dive.
I just don't. I will never understand that because a lot of these dudes, they try to abide by this super rigid standard of masculinity that they themselves don't fit in.
I'm sorry, but Ben Shapiro, if you want to talk about masculine traits, bro, you're pretty low on the totem.
Yeah, and that's not a weird thing at all. But like
I'm
the
not the
difference
most
between someone like
masculine.
myself,
Yeah.
the difference between someone like myself and Ben Shapiro is literally a living, breathing proof that there is a spectrum and it's not a binary when it comes to gender and when it comes to what we associate with like sex.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, Crowder's gay, so that blasts that whole thing wide open.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know. Allegedly.
All right, let's watch.
But, you know, if you've had sex with Steven Crowder, you should reach out to us.
Yeah,
We would
if
love
you've
to
ever
hear.
smoked meth and if you happen to be a gay hooker that smoked meth and had sex with Crowder in a hotel room, please reach out.
We will protect your identity.
Yeah.
I would like to find
We protect
more
our sources here on the left.
100%.
All right, off the rails, but here is Ben Shapiro reacting to Hasan making money.
That is a truism of politics, that hypocrisy is always newsworthy. Hypocrisy is always newsworthy. If somebody is a religious Christian and then they have an affair, this is a newsworthy event, according to the media. If there's a politician who's right-wing,
Absolutely.
that politician turns out to be gay. Really, really newsworthy, according to the
Do you have something to tell us, Ben?
What I find hilarious about this is that me coming out as a wealthy person, which is not even hidden and has never been hidden, which is part of the reason why it's never been like newsworthy, really, is as contradictory in Ben Shapiro's world as like a Republican politician who's like deeply homophobic in his policies and like hurts gay people. Coming out as gay, like secretly being outed as gay.
This is the tip of the iceberg of the
completely
missing the point and just cherry picking, distorting. And this clip is really fucking insane.
Yeah, it's great.
Media. But there's one area of hypocrisy that is just not newsworthy to the media, like truly not newsworthy. And that, of course, is if you are a socialist who's extremely wealthy and gives very little charity.
By the way, this is such a niche. Like how many... And by the way, how does he know how much money you've given to charity?
He doesn't.
He's literally just created this...
Yeah, straw man.
This hypothetical... There's so much hypocrisy out there of socialists not giving all their money to charity.
And it's like, first of all, socialism is not charity. That would make Jeff Bezos the biggest socialist on the planet, if that's the case. You know what I mean?
Right.
Socialism is not about charity. It's literally the exact opposite. It is that in a perfectly fine-tuned system where workers could take more of the fruits of their labor, which Ben Shapiro will get to in a second, then there would be no need for charity.
Exactly.
It could still exist, but there would be no need for it ultimately because the government would provide for you.
The need for charity is the failure of government.
Yeah, 100%. But having said that, I do understand in the immediate, in the situation that we're currently living in, that charity is unfortunately, in a lot of instances, a necessity.
Right.
And I do donate a lot to mutual aid. I donate to,
I'd like to believe you, but Ben Shapiro says otherwise.
Well, the thing is, like, I do some of it publicly, but like not full blown publicly. Like, look at me, like I fucking did this. I'm so sick. Sometimes I'll do it publicly because I think it like motivates other people. Like during the Black Lives Matter, protests were happening all around the country. I donated to all the bail funds and stuff, and urged others to do so as well. I regularly work with other content creators who are friends of mine to make sure that we raise funds for, as recently as like a couple months back, we did a run with Jordan Ewell for the Baltimore homeless. And they raised a bunch of money there. I think it was like $25,000. And I do this stuff all the time, both publicly and privately, but it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah,
the funny thing is
nothing hypocritical about not at first. Yeah, exactly. Even
my
if you
favorite
didn't
thing
donate,
is whenever people get mad, they're like, they'll pull up like open secrets, and that shows all of your donations to campaigns.
Oh,
and they're like, he's only donated to Bernie Sanders. Like, he maxed out to Bernie Sanders. Like, what a hypocrite. It's like, what am I supposed to start a PAC? And like,
it's
as a singular individual, like, or even with like a couple different people, like, what are we supposed to, is that lobbying? That's how we're gonna win this battle. So silly.
It's just a bad faith argument. And he knows that. Like, he's smart enough to know what he's saying is bullshit.
If you are that person, then hypocrisy just doesn't play a part. hypocrisy is never a problem because, after all, you're calling for societal change. You yourself don't have to abide by any of those rules.
That's what
because
it is.
some animals are more equal than other animals. But
the
socialist
George
has the
Orwell
benefit of the bargain because you get to be as socialist as you want to, like Bernie Sanders, and then you get to have a lake house. You get to be a millionaire while proclaiming that billionaires are paying the flesh up.
Nice impression.
That was really good.
But yeah, I mean, again, it's like this straw man that socialists need to. They're like Jesus Christ. Give all money away. Give all worldly possessions away because you care about poor people. If you care about poor people so much, why are you wearing clothes, dude? You should be wearing fucking rags.
Like, why do you have a nice house? Like, if you care about poor people, it's absolutely preposterous.
Well,
and
it's a lie that really is effective somehow with people.
Well, it is because, again, a century of Red Scare propaganda, and it's really effective. It's so effective that even leftists themselves kind of get on that train as well. And this notion that, like, you can't be successful while being a leftist or you can't be successful while being anti-capitalist, like, I find that to be a really strange one, specifically because of the industry that I'm in. It's not like I'm in commodity production. You know what I mean? I'm in an industry where it's just me,
the dude,
for the most part, and it's entertainment.
There's nothing contradictory about being wealthy, and then at the same time advocating for laws and changes that increase your taxes. That's it. That's the thing. I don't need to vote in my interest. I fucking literally vote against my financial interests at every election. So that's it. You know.
Yeah, and it's beyond voting for me as well. I mean, I believe that the electoral system has its limitations, and because of that, I care a lot about, like, workplace organizing, democracy in the workplace. These are things that I care about, and these are issues that I not only highlight as a part of my job that, yes, happens to make me a lot of money, but, like, didn't really not that long ago. It wasn't like there aren't a massive amount of leftists out there who are super wealthy. It's not a real thing.
You're probably the richest prominent socialist entertainer. I mean, they're just like, it's not this big category that Ben Shapiro is making it sound like.
Yeah, it's not.
So this issue has become relevant over the course of the past couple of days because a guy named Hasan Piker, who I believe used to be a Young Turks guy, I don't really know that much about him.
That's a lie, by the way. I've fucking ratioed him into oblivion a million times. Like, he's just like, oh, I don't know who he is. I don't know. Like,
I don't know much about this guy, Hussein Pecker.
Yeah, no.
Apparently is a socialist Twitch streamer. There's a big article, big glowing profile about him in New York Magazine titled Streaming with Hasan Piker, the AOC of Twitch. I'm a political commentator with, like, stands. Okay, well, in the past few months, Hasan Piker, it turns out, has been revealed to be a very wealthy person, which is good for him. He has a lot of folks who are following him over at Twitch. That is his prerogative, and I'm glad for him that he's been able to build a following. But
I don't think
a couple of times in the last month.
Not. And by the way, I'm like, Ben, you're so much fucking richer than all of us. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like
it's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Bro.
Instead, Hasan Piker should be making his wealth in the same way that I am by misinforming boomers on Facebook.
He should be selling supplements with asbestos and sawdust in it that cures COVID.
Yes. And also hiring psychopaths like Matt Walsh. Yeah, and
who literally hates Jews, apparently. The last coverage we did.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Month, it's been revealed that this out-and-out socialist, I mean, this is what he calls himself, that he is a very wealthy man. Quote, Hasan Piker was in a rage. 1 million tabs were pinched together like sardines at the top of his browser. His jittery cursor bounced between them, summoning network news, Chiron's YouTube rants, viral tweets, and TikTok memes. The day's trending topic? Piker, who is 30, had purchased a $2.7 million house in West Hollywood. An ordinary Twitch streamer's housing wouldn't make headlines, but over the past 5 years, Piker has become one of the most prominent socialist pundits in America. The controversy about the purchase had made it to Fox News and Breitbart, and Piker was prepared to take on the interlopers who logged on to see the fireworks. Quote, the only reason my house is expensive is because of the area I live in, he growled. Are you guys really that stupid?
Yeah, so, like, this is what he does continually, is takes literally one small passage in your huge coverage of this story. You talked extensively about it. And tries to reduce it to, like, the dumbest possible argument he can have you make.
Well, to be fair, he is white knuckling as he reads the New York Magazine article that was written about me. And those articles are always going to be like, trying to explain what I do to a bunch of boomers who still read magazines and stuff. So like that's going to be reductive no matter what. And I mean, I don't really care. I think the guy who wrote it was really nice. He was definitely a fan. Like he was well aware. I mean, that goes through like an editing process, so it's whatever. But even then, it's like it's not my fault that the Los Angeles real estate market is like abysmal and awful, and it's something that I routinely
spend whatever you
talk about.
want on any property.
I know.
You can live in Wyoming and buy a $3 million mansion, and it still doesn't undermine your politics.
Yeah. Like my politics is not like people should not have nice things.
Yeah,
that's never been.
That's my point. Is like there's no need to even get in the weeds about like, oh, LA's expensive. It's like you can spend your money on whatever the fuck you want.
I'm also an avowed hedonist too. Like I believe that consumption is good for sedating the masses. I think people need that. That's like a thing that I routinely address and criticize prior experiments in socialist transitional states. So that is something that I like literally does not fall outside of my point of view. That's not something that's changed throughout the years either. Like I've been advocating for that for a very long time.
That's not even a response to the charge. The charge is that for a socialist, you seem to be spending large, my friend. It doesn't.
That's the charge.
You could have. There are a lot of places that are not in West Hollywood that don't cost $2.7 million.
He goes. He didn't even answer the response. It's like, well, yeah, you read a brief excerpt of exhaustive coverage.
They're all over the United States. You can get yourself a tiny little shack and live yourself the Henry David Thoreau lifestyle for probably 30 grand somewhere. 2.7 million
40
bucks,
grand.
A lot of money. I don't see you handing that out to all
Dude, he's not Jesus Christ, bro. He's a fucking dude. He's
immiserated workers.
Why would I live in a shack? Also, where are there shacks for 40 grand?
And his response is, well, of course it's expensive around here. This is West Hollywood, which of course is not a response.
That is a response.
Hiker said
but
3 weeks later.
Wait, hold on, pause for a second. What's funny about this is that like he didn't have to do the meme. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people try to at least like couch their anger in like some kind of moralistic position and some kind of like logic and reasoning. And the intellectual giant Ben Shapiro here literally goes, "You call yourself a socialist? Why don't you live in a shack then?" Like you didn't have to do that. You could have just. You literally did not have to say that.
Why not just live in a cave, bro? I mean, you don't even need to buy a shack. That's
it's so stupid. It is.
If you're a socialist, then why don't you live in a cave and live by wood fire?
Because ultimately, that's
and hunt food for a living.
Ultimately, that revolves around like I want you to go away. I don't want you to be successful. I don't want you to keep talking to people in the same way that you're doing. I don't like that you are demonstrably changing people's minds and attitudes. So just go away. Like, yeah, I'll just go live in an area where there's no internet connection.
Yeah.
And people that don't make that argument that say like, well, why don't you live in a cheaper, house or whatever the fuck? It's like, well, I'm comfortable. Like I want to be comfortable. I want everyone to be comfortable. I don't know why people are getting upset at that. I've been living in that same neighborhood for many years. Nobody had an issue with it when I was paying rent to a landlord.
In a perfect social society, there are still going to be rich people, right?
Yeah, there's still.
Thank you. That's it.
This is not about like creating this weird equilibrium. It's about making sure that people get more and having the government absolutely cover the basic necessities for survival. And then beyond that, give people more time to themselves so they can pursue more fulfilling endeavors and all this stuff. It's silly to try to routinely move that conversation away to these aesthetic points.
Yeah, I just got a note, actually. Ben's so upset he's starting a new podcast to combat ours, the right-wingers, and looks like they're about to go hog hunting.
2 manlets.
2 boys.
These are not
just
short
2
King's
boys. This guy,
extra large and extra hard.
I mean, yeah, this guy makes Ben look like a normal height, and I know Ben's like 4'7", I think.
Yeah.
Quote, as long as you don't defang your core values, as long as you're still speaking truth to power, then F them. Yeah, speaking truth to power is being the guy who buys the $3 million house and does interviews with New York Magazine and then jabbers about how the rich don't pay their fair share.
That's not where I'm speaking truth to power.
It's just, bro, if you were speaking truth to power, you would go live in a fucking hut and build bombs you'd be the Unabomber.
Yeah. He's like, why he calls himself a socialist. Why aren't you Ted Kaczynski?
Exactly.
What is this? Yeah.
Oh, actually, speaking of Ben's height, and, I don't like, first of all, I would never Only because he goes on about masculinity, but he is actually like 4'3".
That's
so.
not real. That can't be.
No,
real.
I think
No, that's a real shot.
Really?
That's
no
real.
way.
No, for sure. He's like 4'1", I think.
He's changing the number, Ethan.
He's a very short man, is all I'm trying to say.
He started off with like 4'7", now he's at the 4'1".
There's nothing wrong with being short. It's just that he is this alpha male that...
I love my short kings, okay?
Short kings rule the world.
Yes. Shouts out to Noel Miller, Cody Ko, Noel Moore, Cody.
AB, okay, you don't have to name them.
I'm just saying, but they are kings. They are kings. Jabuki, like there's a lot of short kings out there who are kings.
All right, you're getting ready to round them up, dude. Stop putting the names up there.
Yeah, that's my secret.
Oh, what was that fucking great Randy Newman song? Short people got no reason to live. You don't know that song?
No. What the?
It's a satire about hateful idiots, but he goes, "Short people got no reason to live." It's fucking awesome.
That's crazy.
I played it.
I disagree. I disavow that.
But it is
I
a
love,
joke.
You know, as a tall, I have to stand by my short brethren, you know?
Yeah. AB just told me Ben's actual height here is 4 foot exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm reading that right now in the Discord.
That is not what he said.
What is he going to sue me for defamation?
No fake news here.
Your Honor, I am clearly 5'3", and Ethan, he absolutely defamed me by saying I'm 4 feet. Now that's just unacceptable.
Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. I'm doing this in the least exploitative way you functionally effing can. Really? He says, it's my labor. I'm the one who's streaming for 10 hours. Welcome to capitalism,
I didn't
my
get
dude.
this point at all.
So that's the funny part where he's like, I got you. I owned you. It's like he's basically saying, like, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow, right? And that is hilarious because this is reductive.
Yeah.
But that's literally like at the heart of Marxist theory is like being entitled to the fruits of your labor, being entitled to your value that you create as a laborer is literally the opposite of capitalists who believe that they can make money off of the process of exploitation off of others' labor.
Oh, it looks like we already downvoted this, by the way, but
damn.
I just didn't get this point that he thinks it's a own. It's like I just don't get it. It's just weird. He thinks it's
my labor?
Yeah.
Yes, whose labor?
Yeah.
So, in other words, you bet on yourself, you've done really well, and you believe that you deserve to keep the proceeds of that labor. But aren't you exploiting all the people?
Well, you're not saying don't increase my taxes and make social systems.
No, I am an advocate for all that and beyond. So
his logic, it sounds smart, but it's not. It's nonsense.
No, you have to be like fully invested in the Ben Shapiro verse and his way of thinking to be like, yeah, he's really spitting right now. Yeah, he's fucking killing this one.
Well, a lot of people do. I mean, he's overwhelming. People look at him. He's so pissed off, dude.
Yeah, he's just like I'm telling you, he's like white knuckling through this. He's like, why are they writing nice articles about him?
Angry
people who are engaged in commerce with you. After all, what service of value are you providing them? You are Twitch streaming video games. Is that a vital social service? What makes that service significantly more important, socially speaking, from a Marxist perspective, than the guy who picks up the garbage? Why doesn't he own a $2.7 million home in West Hollywood?
First of all, that would be sick. And also, garbage people are like the last. Like, here's how out of touch he is, because people who work in sanitation are heavily fucking unionized.
Yeah, they do well, right?
And also, they get paid like out of all of like the utilities workers, like they get paid oftentimes the most because they're unionized.
But what is he?
And because they provide like a really important utility, but so does the guy who's packing the groceries. So does the guy who's delivering those groceries. Right. And my point is literally that those people should see more. They should see more of the profits back in the form of their wages if they choose to do so, or even have a say at the very least in how those profits are used. You know what I mean?
Ben keeps making, and this is kind of the fallacy that I see. What is he doing? He's saying socialism is, he's equating socialism to like pure equality of income for every single person. Like they're making this weird argument that like, oh, you're a socialist, then every person in the world should make the same amount of money despite their work. But that's not That's not what socialism is. Is anything that? Is the communism straight communism?
Well, communism would be the lack of communism would be the final stage where it's like a society that is stateless, moneyless, classless, and that is never been realized. That's never happened. It's like Star Trek, the Star Trek universe.
Right.
So that's entirely different. But regardless, like some people don't even agree with that, and that's besides the point. Even then, there is no like equal wages. There's just no wages.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that is not something that we are like close to achieving.
But they just like, what is he doing? And a lot of conservatives do, where they say, well, you're a hypocrite because not every single person doesn't have the same exact income and quality of life. Is that an argument you're making?
No, I've never made that argument. And also the irony is that the reason why I'm so successful is not because I'm like uniquely charismatic or anything. I don't think so. I'm just a dude, right? But the reason why I'm actually successful is because I have a unique voice in this space because of people like Ben Shapiro who have a baby-like mentality on what socialism is. And they spend so much time like vilifying it and totally misinforming everyone that I think people hear what I have to say and they go, oh, that kind of fucking makes sense to me. And so thank you, Ben Shapiro, for making me...
Can I ask you a question? How much money in your perfect society, what's the most amount of money someone can have?
I have no idea what the max cap on wealth would look like.
Is there a max cap?
I mean, there could be, yeah. I feel like it's functionally impossible to reach a certain level of wealth, without, again, hiring other people and like...
Yeah, of course.
Severely exploiting them, or at least like... directly taking advantage of like of exploiting people overseas at the very least. Like,
let me ask you a more specific question. In the case of a company like Amazon, which I think you would agree that Amazon has profoundly changed society and delivers. The reason why they're successful is because their service is so unbelievably fucking good. They have created a product that is just. It's hard to avoid because it's just so good. And
there's a cost to that. And the cost of that is, unfortunately, the destruction of other small businesses, which Amazon in the most predatory pricing way possible, eviscerates them when they take advantage and when they have to utilize the Amazon marketplace. They go in there like, this product's doing well. We are going to make it much cheaper. We're going to deliver it much faster. We're going to lower your placement on the search results and basically either A, buy you out, or just drive you out of the market. That's what you can do when you have functionally monopolized e-commerce in the same way that Amazon has, where they own more than 40% of e-commerce, and that's an insane number.
So, yeah, I mean, there's this one really famous story about the diapers.com. Are you heard about the diapers? There was this one seller that was crushing it on, I think it was diapers, yeah.
Yeah.
And they had built this whole multi-million-dollar business through Amazon, or maybe it was diapers.com or something. And anyway, what Amazon does is they uses their data, then makes the exact same product, undercuts them at a loss.
Yeah.
They take a loss to put them out of business, and then they raise the price. They do this all across the board. But my question to you is, in a perfect social
And by the way,
society,
that's the business side, right? That's just the business side. I brought that up. And then the other cost of that also is that like overworked delivery drivers, overworked people inside of distribution facilities, like people pissing in bottles, shitting in bags, people being driven out of the company for daring to unionize. And all of that is invisible to us because these are some of the most marginalized people. These are poor people. They're just trying to make a living.
Yeah.
They're oftentimes uninformed because society has told them like unions are bad, they're mobbed up, whatever the fuck. And also, they are offering an opportunity for them. Like in Bessemer, Alabama is a great example. The distribution facility offers $15 an hour. There's some benefits there too. Obviously, we know why Amazon increased its minimum wage to $15 an hour before anyone else, because they were being bullied by Bernie Sanders and progressive activists to do so. And now they use that as a marketing position. And if you're in Bessemer and you don't have a job, $15 an hour sounds fucking awesome, right? Regardless, you don't even think about the time off task, like how much how much autonomy you have over your own body when you're inside of one of these distribution facilities. You don't even think about that.
What do you mean a time off task?
Time off task is when you are not directly going the line that a machine has set for you inside of a distribution facility, where we use human beings basically like robots, where everything is calculated by very well-paid mathematicians at Amazon corporate that decide what like these routes are going to look like, or that build route. AI to figure out what these like distribution routes are going to look like. That efficiency and that delivery system comes at a massive cost, and that cost is the human labor put into it, and how much they are abused when they nick themselves or when they injure themselves, and that all of a sudden makes you an unproductive worker, so you might get fired.
It's pretty dystopian, where it's like unproductive worker, open the floor, put him in the incinerator.
Yeah, they're gonna have the Boston Dynamic robots, like basically with a fucking AR-15 on it, being like, 16, 7,
it's
4.
straight Squid Games with the machine guns on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Unproductive worker. But I guess my question I was leading to is, so in a socialist society. Oh, actually, they're going to be having these patrolling the routes here soon. If you look on your monitor there,
yeah, that's
a machine gun mounted Boston Dynamics war dog.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so excited for the future that Hideo Kojima literally envisioned. I mean, this is like straight PMC, like Hideo Kojima shit. Kojimbo.
So, what do you do about Amazon in your social...
I mean, I've joked about this before, but you let Amazon monopolize everything, and then you nationalize Amazon with the military. Boom, all of a sudden.
No, but seriously, like, even from the ground up, let's say there's a few different angles, but let's say just from the money aspect of how profitable and how much money they make and how they treat their workers, like what would be an ideal situation for you to deal with a company that large, but also with a service that's become so ingrained?
Well, I mean, we already have a massive delivery route and a delivery system in the form of the USPS. Like the US Postal Service is awesome. They're not for profit. They are literally like written into the Constitution, expressly not for profit, because that's what a government service that is so valuable is supposed to do. It's not supposed to work for profit.
Sure.
It's supposed to work for the people, right? And we fund it no matter what it takes. So a similar structure could absolutely be applied to Amazon workers inside of distribution facilities that could ease some of the burden, give them more benefits, offer them additional benefits on top of that. The first way to tackle this problem, before we even start talking about like antitrust and trust busting Amazon and making sure that like the different parts of the supply chain that they have completely integrated, whether horizontally or vertically, need to be completely separate from one another, so it's easier to manage and control. Before we even do that, I think unionization is probably the first step, so that people have a better way to collectively organize, engage in work stoppages, which will suck. We won't get our treats, but at the very least, these people won't have to. These people will be compensated fairly. They will be covered. And I go back to the Bessemer, Alabama conversation, because at the time, with respect to the rest of Bessemer's economy, $15 an hour seemed great for someone who was unemployed, right? That's awesome. Fuck yeah, I'm going to do that. That's a great idea. And a lot of people joined because of that, right? But what the media never really covered, and they are horrible at covering labor issues, but what the media never covered is that unionized distribution facilities in that same region were making $22 an hour already and had better benefits. So, this is not impossible. This is happening all around. It happens all around the world. It just does not happen in America. That's the difference.
So you unionize the workers, which I agree with. I mean, people should be making more money, especially with how profitable they are. But then the question is, if you go back to the inception of Amazon, could a company like Amazon exist in a fully socialized government?
Unless there was like full blown nationalized and like everyone was everyone worked for the public sector. No, of course not. I mean, this is why there's. But so
do we
many
miss out? Do we miss out in a way? If a company like, first of all, there's ways that we can make Amazon better for society, obviously, like euthanizing. But are we missing out by excluding, let's just say innovation like Amazon? Are we missing out as a society by making something like that impossible?
Well, I think that I don't believe that capitalism fosters innovation. First of all, I don't believe that at all. And there are plenty of examples that like the public sector has actually been the main driver of innovation, like the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Like these are because big, grand, world-changing technological achievements can't be created by for-profit corporations that exclusively want to increase their profit margins and don't want to make mistakes and don't want to waste money. You have to be able to waste funds and resources in an exhaustive way if you want to be able to build world-changing tech, right? So I do think that the profit motive gets in the way of like truly life-changing innovation for the most part in every sector. So I don't think we would be losing out on anything if we were to fund more, programs like that, or if we were to even nationalize specific sectors. As far as like what we would be losing out on,
let's say, go ahead. Sorry,
no, I mean, as far as what we would be losing out on, I think what you're what you're pointing out is that we would be losing out on, getting our treats on time in a timely manner.
Well, listen, we're in a society that runs on efficiency, like anything, and those differences do make a difference in terms of productivity of the society as a whole.
Yeah, no, I
it's
think
not
that
just treats, is what I'm saying. It's a more valuable service than that.
The way I can reduce it to something that you can personally see and experience is this: you own your own business, you own your own product, right? You as a content creator are your best advocate because you realize all of the gains. You have control over your own life. You have autonomy. So you're working fucking harder than most people are, right? We're in a different field because we are the content creators ourselves. So we have wonderful people working with us, alongside us. But for the most part, like, we are doing a lion's share of the labor, right? My goal is to change the incentivization structure from the negative incentivization of fear of losing your job and therefore your health insurance and therefore your ability to pay for shelter and your ability to pay for food, to positive incentivization, similar to what a business owner like yourself would face or feel. You wake up in the morning, you're excited to go to work, you want to work harder than everyone else, you want to be productive because ultimately you're being productive for yourself. And I think that is something that we can do. That is something that we absolutely can engage in, as long as we have more autonomy, more control over our own lives. And even if we're doing something that is not like immediately in front of the camera, even if we're doing something that is like cleaning the toilets, for example, right? If you understand that it's a necessity for the workplace to function, then you have a say in the most efficient way of doing it. And also on top of that, you're being rewarded handsomely for it. Okay. Then you're not going to have an issue with like cleaning the toilets.
What is it? It sounds like you're saying you don't believe in managers. I mean, I don't understand that point.
I think management should exist. It still absolutely has to. I think that, there are people who move parts around in a massive supply chain, and that is still a necessity. The only difference is I believe that it would be better served if those managers were working against a unified force that can still be like, all right, you're really fucking us over right now. You're really overworking us. So if you don't give in to our demands, then we have some kind of way of pushing back against that, some kind of way of retaliating against that. And a good manager or a good business owner will never even let that conversation happen because he's already got that ground covered. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a different question. Let's say in this socialist society, a company like Amazon using, public goods and not super anti-competitive and just doing everything the right way. You create this society changing. It's just so fucking good. Amazon did everything the right way, and it's so fucking good. And you've got Jeff Bezos at the top. Everybody's winning, but the guy is making so much money because it's just so. He's still going to be a billionaire, even doing everything the right way.
Hell yes.
In that situation,
so what do we do? Do we allow Jeff to be a billionaire or what?
In that situation, I mean, that's functionally impossible in my opinion. But in that situation, no. I mean, if everyone is
Let's say it happens,
fine. But
then it's
if
fine.
everyone is well taken care of, I don't think that is a possibility. That's like
I think that's an important point to say because a lot of people misrepresent socialistic values by saying that, well, you know, why don't you give away everything? If you done correctly, billionaires can exist, and I believe that too.
Well, I mean, I don't think billionaires can exist. I'm saying
there's got to be a way because there's enough wealth, there's enough people. There's like 350 million people in America.
Well,
if you create a service good enough and service that many people, there's going to be billionaires.
Well, the reason I've talked about labor billionaires before, maybe not on the show, but like LeBron James and you know other billionaires that make
not
billions
that. I'm
of
talking
dollars
about business owners that use labor.
Yeah. So there's the difference there though. Like billionaires can exist in that way, and it still says a lot about like where wealth disparity is at this moment. And these are incredibly
they're being paid well. All of his workers are happy and well provided. So can he have $1 billion?
In a situation where if every worker is still is devoid of exploitation and they have either democratically voted on like having that distribution of profits trickle upwards in a way where like someone is making $1 billion, and also on top of that there's plenty of also democratically voted on like excess or surplus revenue generated going back to a you know like a centralized command or the federal government that is then adequately redistributed back into like our infrastructure and our other public sector employees and whatnot. In that situation, if there is someone who still has like $1 billion, then yeah, it doesn't really matter ultimately. Like I want to live in a world where there is no need to have a billionaire. You know what I mean? Because I see that as a policy failure on its face, especially with the current way that our economy is organized, in the same way that I see a single homeless person as a policy failure. Like there's just something that went so wrong somewhere along the line that like someone could accumulate $1 billion and so much more in the case of Jeff Bezos.
Oh, so much more.
Yeah, like it functionally could, or it theoretically could. I don't know if it functionally would. You know what I mean?
Okay, but that I think it's an important point to make, to say like very wealthy
like,
people
I don't know
can exist.
What every single individual in that situation would be making, you know what I mean? Like that would be, or what the company itself would be making. So, you know, and the reason why I say that is like it's impossible for billionaires to exist where there is like equal or not equal, but like a decent distribution of surplus labor value, and then also on top of that a decommodification of goods that are absolutely necessary for survival, and also on top of that like taxes that are going back into the government to create infrastructure. Like I just don't see that ever happening. It could, but I don't see it as a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my thing about it is like, I think in the middle of those two extremes of like, you know, what we have now being the shitty extreme and what you have now being like the extreme idealistic thing.
Yeah, you're what is known as a European style social democrat. You believe that like as long as the government is taking care of the working class, as long as the government is like providing shelter to those who need it and whatnot, then you know everything is good.
I just think I think people are just in general too greedy, and I think people have this. It's like it's a biological need to keep what's theirs. right?
You and I do not disagree on that at all, and that's why I believe what I believe. I think that people are greedy, and Marxist theory actually does not go against that either.
That's why I feel like a society like that could never be achieved, because at a certain point, there's going to be the people who do have the stuff, who do have the power, and there's people that will, when they feel threatened to that point, the very wealthy, the very entrenched, there will always be war.
And that's
before that happens.
No, you are, yes. And it's called class war. But what you're describing currently is literally the reason why Ben Shapiro makes so much money, and is also kind of the reason why he's so angry right now, is that like this system, and I fully agree with you, that's happening every day. What you're describing, the class solidarity demonstrated by billionaires, millionaires, incredibly wealthy people, happens even if you don't realize it. And we, and even myself, are beneficiaries of that in the same way that even if we want to give back more to the government, and even if we want the government to adequately distribute those resources to those who need it and not to the military-industrial complex, for example, the system is designed in a way where it's like, no, we're going to cut your fucking taxes. And there's nothing you can do about it because all the other billionaires and millionaires, they want their taxes to be cut. All the other corporations want to take advantage of.
So I think like realistically, the best that we're going to get is in the middle, a society where we have strong social safety nets and unions and people are well taken care of. There's still going to be extravagantly wealthy people, though.
I think it's a good,
but way better than what we have now.
Absolutely. But like I said before, that comes at the cost of still overseas exploitation, third world exploitation, and not even exploitation in the Marxist sense, where it's like your labor surplus value being used without your approval or consent or say. But I mean like straight up exploitation in the colloquial way we understand it, where it's like wage slavery, like near slavery conditions. I mean, we talked about IKEA, like they literally recently were like, okay, we can't use child slaves anymore in our facilities overseas. Like that's kind of messed up. You know what I mean? And that's the real hidden cost of this entire system. And like, one could easily say, well, you have a laptop in front of you. You're a hypocrite. Like you have a laptop in front of you. There's conflict minerals inside of that laptop, lithium batteries that were extracted from the third world. And that's absolutely valid. That's a reasonable thing to, I guess, point out. It is unreasonable to expect someone to not use any form of technology, though, which is why socialists will say, or at least those who understand the system say, there is no ethical consumption under a capitalist organization of the economy. It's like functionally impossible.
What can we do about like the countries that regulate their workers' conditions? I mean, like if you're exploiting labor, let's say in Africa or China. I mean, China's, I don't know, Africa, let's say.
Well, China has like moved to the next step. Like they did that, they threw their labor at the problem, and then they were like, all right, we've improved the conditions well. So now they're outsourcing to other countries.
But also that's another, I think, interesting point is that the exploitation of Chinese workers did bring a lot of people out of poverty and ultimately make their conditions at this point. There's for the most part, as I understand it, like the bottom end is a lot higher than it used to be.
Yeah, no, the eradication of poverty that every capitalist likes to point to almost exclusively happened in the past like couple decades in China. Without China being removed from those metrics, global poverty, and also without changing the metrics
isn't
themselves
that the result? So like, isn't that kind of a natural result of exporting your labor to a country? Like now, let's say you go to India, where we export a lot of labor to India. Is the bottom line there going to increase as all that money comes in? It's
entirely dependent on how the government decides to take the revenue.
But how can I be
work it?
How can I be responsible for how the government of India conducts itself?
Well, America and a lot of Western capitalists and the State Department that works in their interest literally do this through a series of controls that I've talked about briefly, like the IMF, the World Bank, implementing austerity measures, implementing neoliberal restructuring in the government, And also sometimes when there is any sort of revolutionary activity or any sort of revolt against that kind of system, directly funding and arming some of the most violent paramilitary death squads that are counter-revolutionary forces that end up butchering the people in incredibly violent ways. So like there is an interest in a lot of these countries, in the people of these countries, to change the outcome. There is a desire for it. People of Iran, for example, they don't want to live in a fucking brutal theocratic dictatorship. They don't want that. Why is there a brutal theocratic dictatorship? Well, because America facilitated the overthrowing of a government that was democratic, was socialist, or at least wanted to nationalize its extraction industry, specifically its oil refineries. And that was a big no-no for British Petroleum, and that was a big no-no for America. And what happened as a consequence of that? An incredibly violent, brutal, anti-imperialist force that was super fundamentalist overtook in that volatility and started controlling the country in its entirety, and has been for a very long time. And they're super fucking brutal, and it sucks. Like it absolutely sucks.
So why did that? Basically, I guess why was China able to avoid that? Because America doesn't have that level of influence over China. America does not have that level of influence over China. I would say that like Dengist reforms were demonstrably successful. Yeah. They weren't, but they did become successful enough by literally saying, all right, we're going to throw labor power at this problem. We know that capital owners will absolutely not be able to resist manufacturing their goods here if we offer them such competitive wages that it's like impossible, that it's like literally cheaper to ship products to China and then back to the United States, right? The consumption engine of the world. And it worked. It worked so well because you saw jobs being shipped overseas. You saw the union, the union power diminish and completely eradicate in this country. And with that came worse distribution of profits. With that came less benefits or no way to actually demand better benefits in the workplace. And that's why we have so many problems, like in comparison to other OECD nations. And it got to a point where it was so successful that, like, do you remember the Obama documentary? The Factory one? Obama did a documentary for Netflix, Factory, where a Chinese manufacturer came back to America to build, I think it was like glass panes or something for cars. Like we destroyed our own domestic manufacturing and eviscerated labor power so thoroughly in this country that a fucking Chinese manufacturer can come back here and, take on additional costs in the American domestic manufacturing side, exclusively because it's good marketing. Yeah, that's like crazy. Now Chinese capital owners can come here and be like, all right, you're gonna work for us. And that's how much we have thoroughly dismantled labor power in this country. That's very interesting. And it's like a national security concern if you want to think about it from the point of view of like in the way that like hogs think about it. You know what I mean? It's terrible. Well, as someone, I own a business in clothing, obviously. And the manufacturing in America now for clothing, it like is non-existent. Where I know it's like in China, and not only that, but in China, they do stuff that like you can't get done here, they're great at it. They're the best at it. The conditions are good. And if you try to do what you do in China here, if people think clothing is expensive, try making it in America. I mean, like a hoodie like this, if you made it in America, first of all, I just got to say. I mean, I can tell you right now, I work with unionized domestic manufacturers, and finding like garment production with those standards has been probably the most difficult part of the process. You may not be able to. And if you do, a hoodie like this is going to run hundreds. Well, several hundreds. This what I'm wearing currently, this is not out yet, and we haven't even this is not going to be the colorway for it, but this is like domestically manufactured and union made. There are so many limitations. You can't do color, you can't do cut and sew, unique designs in the way that you're showing, right? You can't do any of that stuff. Well, You're probably using a blank, right?
Yeah.
And the blanks are made in China.
No. These blanks are.
Oh, they are made here.
So these are everything that I'm using is domestically manufactured and union.
Interesting.
Union produced. And the price point that the original the company that I work with gave me was so fucking insane. I was like, that's no shot. We're not doing that. They wanted to put $75 on as a price point. I was like, you need to lower this down to like at least $54 because
$54 for a hoodie,
like really expensive.
There's no way.
Even that's really expensive.
Yeah, because
sure.
54 is like what you pay for like mass-produced blanks from China. Clothing is expensive. And nice clothing is expensive.
Yeah. So I was like, you need to figure out a way to lower this to $54. I don't care. We'll like cut out on the design side. I want to make sure that it's like relatively affordable. Same with t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
Like it's incredibly costly. That's why people were shitting on AOC when she had the tax the rich sweater and it was $54. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, tax the rich!" Well,
it's also a fundraising.
It's literally for fundraising.
Like, it's obviously.
But the other side of the reason why it was $54 was because it was union made and domestically manufactured. It's more expensive. I don't have a problem with that. I think that I would rather do that than and unfortunately not do some of the really cool shit that I want to do. But make sure that it's still, union manufactured and domestically produced. But it's really difficult. It's not easy.
The problem is,
and
like,
also I don't give a shit about like turning profit. So it's I have that opportunity to be able to do so.
What you're saying, the hoodie comes out to the MSRP being 75, or it comes to you for 75?
No, the ultimate, the
retail
cost, the retail.
And I wonder what's your profit margin.
I have no idea yet. They haven't even shown me that yet. I don't even know what the breakdown is. Like,
so the thing is, like, how we produce stuff is, so you have to use a bunch of different manufacturers that specialize.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so like a lot of times we'll do printing in the USA. The printing in the USA is really good. So for some reason, that's one of the things that still works well here. So we'll end up, sourcing all kinds of things from all over the place. Mm-hmm. To get the best product. But it's very
but like I'm saying, the reason why I mention that is because like you would not be able to do what I'm doing and still make money and like hire people and have like a business. That's the difference. Like I get that. And also you would not even be able to like experiment with unique garment manufacturers and that can, take on that kind of demand. That might change though. And the reason why I say that is because right now we're experiencing a severe bottleneck in our logistics. I don't know if you're aware of this right now, but like there's like a 6 line of like fucking carrier, cruiser, whatever the fuck, tanker ships that are sitting on the port right now. And that's part of the reason why we can't get like big items like delivered on time in a timely manner. That's a part of the way that that's a part of the reason why we have that problem currently is because of the way that we've designed our supply chain to be as light as possible. And small problems like minor tweaks will lead to gigantic issues. And then we'll come back as like inflation, come back with people not being able to get their goods, and a pissed off American population because we care about commodity consumption more than anything else. So,
all that shit hits us really hard, all those delays.
And the counter to that is improving domestic manufacturing, like building back our resources and our facilities to ensure that, we can have a viable industry.
The truth is, if you want to manufacture in America, it's all like artisan boutique shit. Like they don't have the mass producing cost cutting.
That all went away. And I do suspect it might come back because things are not looking too great, especially if you want to go to trade war with China like Donald Trump did. Then they have they have an upper hand. Like they have a significantly better advantage, like significantly more advantages in the way that they control so much of the manufacturing and so much of that supply chain.
Yeah, it's really sad how America used to be a manufacturing powerhouse and it's just totally gone, all of that. But anyway, we got to thank our sponsor. And when we come back, let's get off angry little Ben Shapiro and move on to other topics. So we will be right back.
Time to take a short break.
Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this socialist podcast. I know it's crazy. It's insane.
Are we a socialist podcast now? I thought there was a disagreement there.
No, yeah, there is a disagreement.
Yeah.
So. I'm not. I wouldn't go as far as to call me. I like the democratic socialist moniker.
Mm-hmm.
And Raycon does too. In fact.
Yeah. Are they saying that that's good? DSA sponsored by Raycon.
I'm just assuming. There's so much going on in the world, guys, and it's hard to get excited about stuff. But these Raycons, I love them because it's the good vibes. It's the beautiful earbuds. Love Raycon. Let me show you how it works. It's got this recharging pack. You plug them in. They recharge in the pack.
That's crazy.
It's insane
technology, man.
They fit beautifully in the ear. Here's the thing about Raycon. I can't even hear you now. Talk.
I'm saying so many terrible things.
What?
We're going to get demonetized now.
What? I can't hear him.
You just said all the worst things.
Whether you're pumping up, winding down at work, or working out, Raycons are my go-to on the audio. And now they've got the new everyday earbuds that look and feel and sound better than ever. They've got this improved rubber oil look and feel. Feels so nice in my ear. It's like having a nice.
Is it fucking your ear a little bit?
I was gonna say it's like a nice cock in my ear, bro. Nice little cock in my ear. It's optimized, a perfect gel fit right in my ear. It's just beautiful, and the sound is even more impressive than the feel. They've got settings to make sure you get the beautiful, perfect sound you want. Pure mode is good for podcasts, blues, instrumentals. Balance mode also good for podcasts. Rock. Heavy metal.
It's all good for
and, well, not bass mode.
Nope.
Bass mode is good for hip hop, EDM, and reggae.
Bass mode is good for the Leftovers podcast, though. Bump up the bass.
Come on, now,
that's right, brother.
Come on, brother.
Yep.
So, yeah, maybe in that case, they're all good for podcasts. Basically, just listen to our show with these, okay? There's also an all-new awareness modes for when you need to be listening to your surroundings as well. And Raycon offers 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery life. There's also a built-in mic, so you can take calls on your earbuds at the press of a button. And Raycon starts at half of the price of other premium audio brands, and they sound just as good, and I can confirm that. I use my Raycons. They sound bomb, and it feels really good, too. I recommend it. Thing is, Raycon comes with a 45-day happiness guarantee, so that's kind of a no-brainer, wouldn't you say, Hasan? 45
days is a lot of days for you to figure out if you like them or not.
Well said.
I think.
Right now on the Leftovers, listeners can get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/leftovers. That's buyraycon.com/leftovers to save 15% on Raycons. buyraycon.com/leftovers. All right, before we get to the main segment here, there's one other video that I feel like is absolutely essential to watch. So good.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Kirk, a.k.a. Mr. Potato Head. This is kind of this guy, Ben Glib, who is a comedian. Mm-hmm. And shout out, because I have never seen, honestly, someone represent the abortion debate so well and just fucking eviscerate.
Yeah.
Potato Head.
Absolutely owned.
Fucking destroy him. Just watch. This is just
His
a joy to
is
watch.
So funny.
It's like,
I love this video.
You're talking about like how it's squished together?
Well, I mean
like
that in general, but then his reaction is.
It looks like
amazing.
God photoshopped his fucking face to be like goofy.
Yeah. Poor guy. I mean, not poor guy. Well, his main donor died, Foster Freeze, and he just looks like shit ever since. His like hair is all disheveled.
Yeah, I noticed he stopped showering.
Yeah, he just looks crazy lately, and like he's been getting more and more.
You
like,
mean the meat company?
Foster Freeze?
What the fuck's Foster Freeze?
He's a billionaire mega donor for like the original mega donor for Turning Point
Dude,
Turning
I
Point
want
USA.
a billionaire donor. That's so.
His dad used to work for
don't the Koch brothers fund Ruben too?
Yeah. They fund everything.
jealous,
They fund
man.
everything, dude. But yeah, Foster Stephen Freeze is a American investment man. Yeah.
Foster Freeze?
Fries. It's like
sounds like a Batman villain.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are literal villains. So he was an American investment manager and prominent donor to the Republican Party and Christian right causes. And he unsuccessfully sought the Republican nomination for governor of Wyoming in the 2018 election.
Poor guy.
And he lost the primary. And he is like, I think his dad, Charlie Kirk's dad, used to build like apartments for him or something. And Charlie literally just directly reached out to him and was like, yo.
Can I have millions, daddy?
Yeah. And
Yes,
he was
son.
like, you're a young, buxom lad. Let's do it.
I love that.
And now he's fucking dead, dude. Womp,
And he stopped showering. He's losing debates. It's falling apart.
Womp, womp.
So watch this. This is the best. Best.
Tail? I'm not exactly sure the
exactly, but fetuses have tails.
Let me go back a little bit.
Do humans an
Go ahead and turn it up.
embryo has tails?
So it's a work in progress.
So you're working on having kids soon. Why haven't you adopted yet? Are you going to adopt kids that are in need of help?
Wait, pause for a second.
I do kind of.
No, it's not a work in progress, bro. You need to fuck to be able to have children. Like,
yeah, like Tim Pool's a work in progress.
yeah, he's like, my dude, you are unfuckable. Okay,
You start by showering, dude.
It's not happening.
I live a busy life, but I would love to adopt. Actually, it's on the
Busy
table.
life.
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah,
busy life.
yeah. He's just like,
He's so busy.
it's sad, dude. It's sad. He's just like too busy fucking,
Well, you
wearing
could-
diapers on college campuses and shit.
Well, you could take the Keemstar method and just start tweeting out looking for applicants.
I mean, horny posting on the timeline is Charlie Kirk. That's dangerous. That's dangerous endeavor.
All right, we're having too much fun here. Let's just
Okay.
watch this.
Yeah, let's have less
Awesome. So
fun.
Charlie's going to adopt soon. Excellent.
Potentially.
At 8 weeks, we have tails. At 8 weeks, an embryo has tails. Do humans have tails, Charlie?
I'm sorry, what?
Serious question. Do human beings have tails?
I'm not exactly sure the essence of the
Do
question.
human beings have tails? Do you have a tail?
You know, I have never met anyone with a tail. I'm not exactly sure the
Exactly.
You know what he's getting to. You're already in the process of being owned.
Yeah. He knows.
He already knows he's being owned.
Charlie Kirk reached out to my agents to have me on this show, I think, or whatever, like his new show. I think this might be his new show. I was like, fuck no, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, I love it's called Debate Night, and you'll see at the end he literally ends early because he's getting owned so hard. He won't.
I love that.
The debate.
Oh, that's so good.
I'll just play that.
But
too.
fetuses have tails. Kind of proves that at that phase they are not a human being. They got tails. Humans don't have tails. We're not dinosaurs. Let me even show you a photo if I may, okay? Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This,
Without a doubt.
without a doubt?
Yes.
This is a dolphin fetus.
So,
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but quite different. Dolphin. You just confirmed that a dolphin, in life, do you confuse dolphins for human babies often?
And now he's flexing. Now he's flexing. He's like, I fucking destroyed you. The funnier meme is like when they zoom in on his face and he's like, ugh! Like he literally, you see him get like hit in the face with the fact.
Best fucking moment. I mean, and also just such a great argument. And actually, it's confirmed that
is half
Charlie
dolphin.
is actually a dolphin. So
Yeah.
I understand why he would confuse the two.
Yeah, no.
He started as a dolphin
Damn,
embryo.
he is so gummy, dude. That's
His
like,
gums,
oh, get that
Matt,
out of here, dude.
great
I don't want to
gum.
see that. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with gum. We love our gummy kings.
Okay. He's not a king. So
Well, he's not a king, but we love our gummy.
But the thing is, like, he now Ben here, I don't know him either, but I'm a fan now.
Yeah.
He's just flexing. He's like dancing on the
Well,
finish
and
line.
he deserves
He's
to.
doing a touchdown dance.
But here we go. Watch Charlie try to save face, and it's very small, so he doesn't have much to save. But here you go.
Let's see.
Here you go. Go ahead.
So let me
You
ask
go to
you a question.
SeaWorld and you're like, someone's got human babies in that aquarium. Get the human babies out of the aquarium.
So you labeled it as a human fetus.
No,
so
I
you
did
that
not.
dishonestly.
No, I
didn't.
did not.
But
I didn't label it as anything.
Let me. But you
Doesn't say human fetus on there.
Let me ask you a question though. So let's hold up.
No,
those two
but you
pictures.
labeled it as a human
Is there a
fetus.
moral difference between the dolphin and the baby?
At this stage, no. You just confirmed that.
Let me ask you: human and a dolphin. Is it okay to kill one and not the other? Is there a difference morally between a human and a dolphin?
I don't like to kill dolphins, but when
Do you
they're
do you like to kill babies?
no, I don't. And when they're living, I certainly am not in favor of
Wait, so
killing either. but obviously, I protect the
Yeah, the
human
counter
over
is,
dolphin.
wait, pause it. The counter here is
Pathetic.
like, okay, would you abort a dolphin fetus? Like, yes. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares.
The point, he's just so desperate to.
like,
he's fumbling.
No, it was really good. This
He's
was
in free fall right now.
This was great. Now, I'll just say this. I am not, I mean, I've debated Charlie twice at Politicon, and I've debated plenty of other conservative commentators, some of the greatest. And I will say this. I think debates are just pseudo-intellectual wrestling, basically. It's just like sparring. It's for entertainment. It has the capacity to change people's minds. Certainly, there's a 20% in the middle that could go either way. But ultimately, you're not changing anyone's minds by reasoning and like, you know, using facts and logic. And you know, the truth comes out in the debate in the same way that like a lot of people think it does. This is how you win people over to your side, by thoroughly and promptly humiliating your opponent.
Right, I was wondering where you're going with that, because I actually do think this is extraordinarily effective.
And it's
he made a fool of him, and his argument is foolish.
Yeah, he destroyed him with superior rhetoric, and because the facts are on his side. Certainly, unless you're having like a philosophical conversation of what constitutes life, the facts are literally on his side in the way that we understand it. So he has that. But oftentimes, like if someone is like really good at like flipping talking points back, you know, you could still recover. Sure, Charlie could not. This was really embarrassing.
So like and he fell into the trap so good too. Yeah. You know, if he wasn't such an ideologue, he wouldn't have fallen so perfectly into that trap of, do you think for sure in your heart that this is a baby, a human?
Yeah. You see like the fucking the rainbow Mac cylinder pop up in front of his face, like he's like going through the talking point tree. You know what I mean?
Without a
like,
doubt, no hesitation.
He's just like trying to figure out like, oh fuck, what do I have for this one?
We're off the rails. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Would you eat a dolphin tuna? It's like, nah, dude. You just take the L. You just hold it.
But nothing happens.
Here it continues.
Oh, hold up the human one.
Sure.
Is that not alive?
No, it is not alive.
Then how is it able to have a heartbeat?
It's attached to an alive being called a woman.
Wait, so
it
doesn't have a heartbeat? Does it?
No, it doesn't have a true heartbeat.
Oh, yes, it does.
At some point, it does.
22 days after conception, the child's heart begins to circulate. Not
That's
alive?
bullshit.
That is also disputed science and not
At just
correct.
6
Literally
weeks, the
not
child's
true.
eyes and eyelids, nose and mouth and tongue have formed. Not alive?
It is not a heartbeat at 22 weeks.
So pause for a second. What he's talking about, you know how fucked up this shit is? They like show images and they be like, that's a real baby. Look at that. You know how big that thing is at the heartbeat stage? As big as my fucking pinky,
it's
like not even my pinky.
Like smaller.
Fuck that, dude. That's like insane. Okay.
Yeah,
what
no,
it is a parasite.
They do in like Texas and conservative. They have like these fake abortion clinics where they bring you in and try to brainwash you and guilt trip
Family
you.
planning centers.
They harass you essentially.
Yeah. It's really fucked
gross,
up.
Yeah.
And you can legally do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're alive. Which one is it?
That is not true. It is becoming.
Pick one.
It's dead currently. It is
it's
not
dead.
alive. It is not alive.
So you were once dead.
You
before
defined
were
life
alive?
as
Dumb fuck. What do you call not existing, freak?
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're not like a human. That's not a human being. That's not a baby.
Whoa, he's like, whoa. You weren't existing at one point?
Yeah. I mean, you were fucking.
It's like, how old are you, Charlie? 31? Okay, well, the universe is 7 billion years old, so...
Yeah, I just...
the ending is...
stupid.
Here's the ending on debate night, just to kind of put a cap on this. Debate night goes off the rails.
I gotta watch
You
the
guys
full thing now.
my last sentence. No. We're done. Last sentence.
We're done.
If you're not responsible for what happened on Jan 6, is that because unintended consequences happened that you didn't anticipate?
We're done. Debate night's over.
Kind of like mothers that have an unintended pregnancy, they didn't anticipate. So if you want to be cut some slack for Jan 6, maybe you could cut women some slack.
Thank you.
We're done.
Unintentionally get pregnant.
Debate night's over.
You're the domestic terrorist.
You're a domestic
arrested
terrorist.
for peaceful protesting, my friend.
Thank you. Domestic terrorist.
You ginned up an insurrection on our country.
Debate night went off the rails, Charlie.
See, the thing that I love about conservatives is that they're such fucking content demons that, like, you know, Boo Boo Bennett does this all the time too. Like, even if they get owned, they're like, fuck it, post it. It's like, you didn't have to post that, brother. Like, you got fucking thoroughly owned.
He has sponsors. He has obligations. He's got to post it.
So that's really funny. And then the other part of that, of course, is that it doesn't even matter if he gets owned, because conservatives, especially ones that like love Charlie Kirk, they're so fucking stupid that like they don't even think about it. They're like, he conducted himself in a good manner.
Well, no, they'll be like that guy's
manner.
a fucking dishonest debater. Of course, I don't know, whatever they say. But anyway, I love how debate night got off the rails. And
awesome.
Here is Charlie Kirk briefly after the debate. His
face gets smaller and smaller every time he gets owned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad.
All right, moving on. So that's the fun stuff. There's so much stuff to get to, but Boy, we take our time on topics. What can I say? And I like that.
We love pausing.
We are, together we are the pause king.
Yeah, it's
Nobody
so bad.
Okay, so moving on to our main topic here today. God hates flags. Of course.
Look at that.
Not a reference to anything particular that some Christians like to say.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
Yeah, so the conservatives have been flag obsessed. With the Blue Lives Matter, and all this stuff. They love flags. They need their flags. It starts from the Confederate flag. Here's a meme that I've seen going around. Here's a little shot. This is a good TikTok account, The Good Liars. Here, just kind of give you an introduction on their obsession with flags.
It's the American flag, but you pull it back and it's the Confederate flag. And I actually think that's the most honest flag I've seen here at a Trump rally. It's the American
yeah, what do you think? It's dude, are you a traitor or American? I just don't get.
No, they're no, I'm racist.
Yeah.
That's what that says.
I'm American, but I'm racist.
You don't understand.
Hey, here's a website. I American Flags. Here, you can buy it for $10.
It's disgusting.
Oh, that was definitely made in China.
Are they saying that when you pull the flag from underneath, you're a Democrat? Is that what that means?
Wait, what
the fuck?
Where was this made? This is definitely made in China.
They don't show it, but there's 0% chance that that's made in America if it's being sold for $6.
Yeah,
no shot.
So you'll see, I think this is basically a revolt against the rainbow flag and other such things. The Confederate flag, they want so badly to be separate that they need to... they need their own flag, essentially. So here's an album of some of the flags.
It's just so pathetic because it's listen. The Confederate flag, you're a fucking loser. You lost, dude. That's literally a participation trophy for a 4-year-long endeavor that ended with a thorough destruction and evisceration of everything you believe in. And not only that, but even Robert E. Lee himself in his deathbed was please don't put up any fucking monuments. We got owned, bro. Just don't put up monuments. And then, of course, the hogs were yeah, fuck that. No, we're gonna do that.
Well, they did it in the 1900s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They didn't even do it immediately after. There was some movement.
Do you know what would happen if shortly after the Civil War ended, if people walk around with Confederate flags, they'd be fucking bro, that's you're trying to die.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not cool.
Yeah, but the Daughters of the Confederacy have very actively been able to change public education, especially in southern states, to reflect a completely whitewashed, completely revised history that...
It was about states' rights.
Yeah, that makes it... That's the reason why you hear that all the time.
Yeah,
states'
rights straight up
what?
about
Exactly.
slavery, bro.
Yeah.
To own slaves, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's it's just states' rights, totally. That's why Texas didn't free its black population.
We need states' rights to own black people. Anyway, here's some of the flag. They've inadvertently created their own rainbow flag. And Dan, what are these stripes mean? I need a key to decode this.
There actually is a key in the dock, but I can pop it open and give you a little...
pop it open on the other screen if you could. So they actually they sell these flags where each line and color means a different thing. So obviously Blue Lives Matter. We've got one for the cops.
Of course.
Can you zoom a bit? I can't...
Yeah, so starting from the orange line, that is for search and rescue personnel.
Search and rescue lives matter.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, they do.
Definitely
sure.
matter. Red line, of course, is firefighters.
Firefighters get a line.
The yellow line, which I'm actually rocking right here behind me.
No, yellow line is secure. Wait, isn't it?
It's security guards and tow truck drivers.
Yeah, truck drive lives do matter.
Yeah.
Which we
I know they're in the line of fire, the front line.
The irony is that some of these... This all started with Blue Lives, right? Thin Blue Line, Blue Lives Matter, which was a counter to Black Lives Matter, of course. So it's inherently reactionary. But some of these professions are unironically way more difficult and also way more deadly than cops.
Yep, true.
Being a police officer in the United States of America, it puts you in not even barely in the top 20 most dangerous professions. It's actually fucking delivery driver lives matter, or it's landscaper lives matter. Do they have a thin green line? What is that? Oh no, it's just federal agents.
Well, let's see. What's the green one here?
Green.
Straight, just any federal agent, which we love them.
Attributed solely to the military force, while the green line does stand for armed services. It also encompasses all federal agents during border patrol, fish and game wardens, park rangers, and animal control. The color green was chosen as many uniforms of federal agents are a shade of green.
Absolutely.
I love that.
The gray line represents correction officers, which, hey, shout out. They get their own flag. Why not?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, pink.
Ooh, that one's great.
For women, not just all women, specifically women in emergency services or armed services. So respect
and it says
all women.
It was originally armed services, but it's also taken on to represent women who have breast cancer, which
wow, very inclusive.
Yeah,
it's like odd. If you're gonna categorize this much, like at least make a separate flag, dude. They're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about the women.
Well,
whatever.
again, so here's the real flag, and they've inadvertently created a LGBTQ flag.
Yeah,
love it. And by the way, I just looked it up. Police officer is 22nd most dangerous job in America.
Oh, it's no longer. Well, it's the most. It's still very dangerous. You want to know why? Because they're fucking getting murdered by COVID right now. They are getting absolutely destroyed thoroughly by COVID.
Wait, what's the one right above police?
Number 21 is grounds maintenance workers, landscapers, like Hasan said.
We need what the fuck?
Could you imagine though, like, your landscaper is just like, sorry, I have to cut your fucking head off because I'm in an incredibly dangerous profession.
Hold the phone. What is going on in landscaping where these motherfuckers are getting
workplace safety is really, they're not shooting them. It's like, it's just significantly more dangerous as a job because you're like falling off shit, you know?
Yeah. And then what's the one above that, Dan?
Heavy vehicle mechanics.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly people that do physically
manual labor.
Yeah, it's more dangerous.
It's significantly harder to do those jobs, and it's significantly more dangerous to do those jobs. And of course, they literally get more training to do said jobs as well than fucking cops.
Well, let's see. What do we got here?
We've got an interesting one at number 5 is garbage collectors, as we were talking about earlier. So
garbage lives do matter.
Solidarity.
Why don't they get a fucking line? I mean, that's bullshit.
That is number 5.
Podcast Their Lives Matter. That's right.
I mean, ours is. I mean, hey, we take a lot of emotional strain.
That's true.
I need my own flag.
Yeah,
it's dangerous out in these streets.
It's weird. I don't see podcasters on this list.
So what's this one with the blue, green, and red?
Well, this is just the combo because, like you said, they're kind of unintentionally recreating.
It's
the
like
rainbow
pick your own flavor.
Bro, the blue, green, and red is literally like what is this, a Pan-African flag, dude?
Right.
So is there any more, Dan? Because we have like the blue with the white.
Those are all of the colors that were listed here. I mean,
so anyway, you can buy and fly these.
I'm not kidding. They literally made the Pan-African flag without realizing it. That's like something that all of those people that would rock flags like that would be terrified of.
So here's the website, which is just like smagged the fuck out.
Oh, hell yeah. I want different embroidery on mine, brother.
Get your veteran flags, military stripes, 10% off, outsourced straight from China. You can be yours for $3.
Listen, the thing is, like, we got to venerate these guys, right?
Anyway, I bought this hat from that website, Hog Life.
Hell yeah, dude. Finally, some freaking drip around these parts, man. I've been waiting.
Life, boy. Here's some of the top. These are some of the top
Where
sales.
was this made? Is this made in China too or no? Made in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, baby. Supporting American workers.
That's right. That's right.
Let's go hunting, brother.
I love
hunting me some libs.
I love that.
Here's the top sales right now, just to give you an idea. We don't know them all, but we owe them all.
So, like, oh God, this is like, first of all, it's so ugly. Like, oh my God, if they use like some of the creative juices that they have to like figure out new slurs, you know, they could make like more creative shit at least. Born, raised, and protected by God, guns, guts, and glory.
Yeehaw! Give praise to General Lee.
I love me a little bit of alliteration there.
This is one of the top ones, but we should show. This is the LGBTQ flag. Patriot Support Appreciation. Correction, dispatch, EMS. You know what's funny? These are all government jobs. These people are socialists. They love
a good government job.
Look at these are all government employees.
Like the thing is that the other part of that problem is that like we got to do this for the military. We got to like play this song and dance all the time. I mean, I have a lot of veterans in my community. They love me. I have active duty members in my community as well. Despite my, anti-imperialist attitude.
Yeah, well, nothing makes you hate the military more than serving in it.
Yeah, exactly. And the hilarity there is like, we got to do this because we fuck these dudes up, okay? We send them overseas, even at fucking basic training, they get like PTSD, they get messed up, and then their bodies are fucking broken. They've sold their body to the American government. They do God knows what overseas. They're like totally fucked up in the process. And then they come back and we're like, if you're really lucky or if you're really unlucky, then you get some decent medical, help, right? And some tax benefits and whatnot. And then you also get your college paid for, so you can still suffer in the same dog shit job market with like horrible wages, with no fucking labor protections whatsoever with the rest of us. But on top of that, now you have a communications degree and you also fucking get tremors when you are trying to pick cereal at Walmart.
You don't, there's no infrastructure that can treat the trauma that these guys go through.
Yeah.
Seeing friends die, seeing children and women die, killing people, being shot out, getting killed, being injured. I mean, I have so much respect. And I have so much sympathy for soldiers that they send them to the meat grinder.
No, I mean,
and they come back and they don't.
I reserve that for those who recognize the.
Well, I don't mince, because in a way it's like they're all kind of, I mean, it's even sadder to be like, subservient to your slave master. It's like slave master.
Yeah, but there's. Like every military member would tell you this, but like, hogs or members of the military fucking hate other members of the military too. Like they just, especially liberal ones or Democrat ones. So it's just like there's a lot. The
truth is, the military is run. It's such a classist institution because they live and breathe on recruiting people without better options. Because for the most part, if you have better options, you're not going to go to the military.
Yeah, there's two different kinds there. You have people that are like escaping horrible conditions, or really shitty conditions, or people who are in the middle class who only see this as a way upwards, like for upward social mobility. And then you have the other side of the military, which is like military families that is like baked into the system. And then you have the Pete Buttigeg's and the fucking Dan Crenshaws who come from like rich families. They serve.
Go to West Point.
Yeah. They come back and, they get a Harvard degree and then go and they're people that go to officer school. For the most part. Dan Crenshaw, still Navy SEAL, but like Pete Buttigieg especially. Like, so it's not entirely just like the poverty draft, but there is a poverty draft element to it.
I'm talking the people in the trenches and the front line. I mean, the Marines. I mean, Pete Buttigieg, what did he say? He was, I mean, I'm assuming guys like, although Dan Crenshaw was, he got an injury.
He was Navy SEAL, he got Purple Heart.
Yeah, he got an injury.
But like, that's what I mean. It's like, you literally did not, you're the son of a fucking oil engineer, born in like Scotland, you know what I mean? Like, this dude, his dad was, his dad's real suspicious too. But
I think hate the institution. I think, hate the institution, but don't hate the soldiers.
No, I don't. I don't. I just, I do hate the fucking veterans who are like, I served, so now everyone else has to get fucked over too in a similar capacity. I'm like, how do you not recognize that, like, you hate what the government has done to you, but then you're like advocating for the government to do that to others younger than you? Like, how did you not learn your fucking lesson? What the fuck's wrong with you? Dan Crenshaw is a great example of this.
Right.
I mean, he's a piece of shit. I hate him.
Well, so leading up to the main point here is that there's this movement on TikTok of people flying the black flag, which is...
What are they, pirates?
Exactly. That's what I thought too. But no, they're not pirates. They are flying. It's a Trumpist threatening symbol saying it's basically a threat of violence and saying we take no prisoners. Hashtag no surrender. And here's just a little overview here of what.
Bro, I love the Salon.com article on this issue because like the main photo on the Salon.com article is literally like this dude's a juggalo.
Here,
he's a patriotic juggalo.
Yeah, so here's a little article about it.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on there, dude? They love LARPing. Like they're fucking nerds, dude. They're weebs. Okay, they're weebs for like nationalism. They're weebs for Donald Trump. It's so fucking lame.
Understanding the Trumpist latest threatening symbol, Trump zealots have began flying U.S. flags which are black, which is a signal for no quarter. For enemies, it's a threat of violence. And we're going to get into all that. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, we can look at some of these TikToks, but I feel like a lot of stuff on TikTok, I automatically am inclined to assume is just like fake or totally overblown.
Well, you tell me it's not. I mean, these are real people.
No. I mean, people do it, but like,
well, here, you tell me.
They're not gonna do shit. Let's watch.
Oh no, I agree. They're not gonna do shit. I mean, I'm not.
It's like they see others and they're like, yeah, I love that. I'm gonna do it too. It's like
this is this one. She's explaining what the Black Flag movement means, and I think
what does a Black American flag symbolize? It symbolizes no quarters, no surrender, the opposite of the white flag. It originated from the American Civil War back in 1861 to 65. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it was never flown in the Civil War, a black American flag. No, that's
also why are you saying that you're a slaver?
Yeah,
like you're saying
slaver.
like I'm on the losing side there. Yeah, well, if wave your fucking black flag, see what happens. Okay. John Brown, that's what happened.
And it means just that, the opposite of the white flag. No surrender, no prisoners.
Bro, I'm sorry. Let me tell you something, okay? If you fucking got inherited a car dealership from your fucking piece of shit father and you live in like a nice little McMansion in the middle of fucking Minnesota, okay? And you're sitting on your fucking granite countertop island in the middle of your fucking, nice house that's like growing in value, okay? You're not gonna fucking pick up arms and kill your neighbors. Shut the fuck up.
No, these people are all talk.
And also, why would you do that? For what? Donald Trump?
That's the
get
thing
a better
that confused
cause.
me about this movement is like in the South, there was this Civil War, gruesome, deadly, horrific event, in American history, the most deadly war by far America's ever fought. And they were fighting over the institution of slavery. The Southern economy was run on slavery. So it was a threat to their very existence in a way, their identity. What are these people fighting for? I don't get the conflict.
Donald Trump.
What's the, just the whole thing confused
No, they're
me.
fighting for what Donald Trump represents. Donald Trump was a really good vector for their anger for minority populations, at least having some kind of representation that is ultimately meaningless, by the way, in the form of corporations just trying to make money off of them as well. Even that triggers the fuck out of them. Having a black president in a position of power, regardless of whether or not Barack Obama also continued on with America's white supremacist institutions and white supremacist values, doesn't matter. That sort of stuff really triggers the fuck out of them. And Donald Trump was a great fuck you to all of that. So they love him. They love him because regardless of Donald Trump's own personal point of view, regardless of what he ended up doing in office, giving more tax cuts for the wealthy since the Ronald Reagan era, all of that doesn't matter. They see him as their guy who represents their values, and their values are fuck this entire thing.
I think the discontent obviously comes from, there's a lot of really poor, fucked up white people in America too. And so they see privilege, they hear about all this privilege and white privilege, and they go, well, I don't have any fucking white privilege. My kids aren't going to college. But they misplaced it.
But you know where that comes from, dude? That comes from not having any sort of fucking community. That comes from being completely alienated from your labor if you have a job. That comes from not having a support system. And the only support system you do have, the only sense of community that you get is either the church, okay, and God knows what the fuck your evangelical psychopathic pastor is saying there, or from your consumption, whether it's a gun,
Facebook.
Okay, but or Facebook too, but the commodities that we consume become really important parts of our identity because the work that we do no longer is even remotely interesting or says anything about us.
Well,
right?
If these people had access to a good income and education, they wouldn't give a fuck. They wouldn't be angry.
Well, there's the other side of that too. Yeah. These aren't poor people. I mean, statistically speaking, if you're wealthy in this country, you are more likely to vote Republican than Democrat. I just want to point that out.
These aren't wealthy people. These are people that live in a trailer, bro.
No. Not all these people. Not all these people. I mean, that obviously exists in places like West Virginia, for example, right? Incredible amounts of poverty.
Here's a little education for you. The Black American flag first appeared in the American Civil War. No, it didn't. Confederate Army soldiers flew it to symbolize the opposite of the white flag. So they're honoring their Confederate heritage and going a step further and saying, we're going to kill all the Yankees.
The irony is, like, the slave owners represented a tiny fraction of the Southern population, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
the people
They were
that ended
all
up dying
broke-ass
weren't the fucking slave owners
they were
themselves.
broke-ass farmer
They were, yeah,
pieces
exactly.
of
So
shit.
they're doing the same shit. You're doing the same shit. You're like dying for someone else's cause for
Slaves
no reason.
were super expensive. I mean, that was a huge status symbol to own a
Of
slave.
course, dude. It's
Yeah.
like, and these dummies are still fucking throwing their bodies at the problem, like those people who have like a financial interest care about you. You think Mitch McConnell gives a fuck about you, dude? No. If he gave a fuck about you, he would do anything for Kentucky. Okay, like literally anything except for doing all the worst things possible to, destroy that state.
No quarter, no surrender. The black flag meant that the unit would not give up nor surrender, and that it was kill or be killed. Ooh, that girl is badass, boy.
Yeah, be the lion.
It gets better. I'm just trying to give a little educational background.
Yeah.
Here we
Some
go.
of these people do live in like horrible conditions, right? And that is a factor in their radicalization. Like, but then there are also like the first lady.
Hey,
There's
guys,
like
so
rich
y'all
people
are
that do
seeing-
this shit too and love this shit.
Here, let me find a really
And
good
see
one.
this as like a way to LARP as like a real American patriot. It's all symbols.
By the way, why are people mad at us about talking about the Herman Cain Awards? I mean, when there's a large portion of the people who are literally fantasizing about civil war and murdering other Americans.
Yeah, because they're the real Americans, brother. That's
Here's
why.
a really good. This one has 150,000 likes.
Because they think that, we deserve to be murdered because we're elitist libs. And we are the reason why, they just feel shitty every day. When in fact, I personally think, especially if you're not like, a business owner who employs like hundreds of fucking people or whatever, you're like, I am not your enemy. Okay.
We're aligned. I mean, we're fighting for their betterment.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you're like a racist piece of shit or not. Like, I still think you deserve healthcare. As a matter of fact, if you get healthcare, you'll be less likely to continue being racist. At least you'll have like
Definitely.
some of your material problems.
Access to college, for sure. But here, this is a big one. This one had 150,000 likes. So here, it has copyrighted music. He's this MAGA rapper. It's fucking awesome. But
this is him?
No. The music is
okay.
This says, the day I get orders to go against the Constitution I swore to protect, he's on the phone. Mugged down. The day I will leave law
I was about to say,
enforcement.
this dude is not in the military anymore. He has the veteran body. Like, this is literally
I refuse to take orders against my oath. He's got a Constitution on his chest. Oh shit, the Punisher. I stand for the Constitution of my country.
What the fuck?
And I stand for the people of my country. No quarter given. And the white skull.
Wait, this dude has like a what is that called? Like a comforter on top of it? It's like an additional
Duvet.
He has like a black flag duvet. Is that what it's called?
Oh, I think, but I think that's just the black
it's just
flag.
laid on there. It does look like that.
I
He's
wish.
just like, I love
Sleeps in his
sleeping on.
duvet. I put my race car bed with my black flag duvet.
Like, this dude I never seen a
Yeah,
cop
just-
with a man bun. Yeah, that's pretty
and
funny.
second comment. You're probably a security guard at Walmart.
Yeah, this dude is not. Like, he's definitely a LARPer. He might have been in the military. Like, he maybe like National Guard or something. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes do that shit, and then like, yeah, brother.
This one's
tours.
This one's said with a lot of emotion and feeling. I'm curious what your take on this one.
Okay, I love this.
100,000
really
likes. This is big. Hashtag one nation under God, no surrender, no retreat. A viral video, of course. Hashtag God, of course.
13 fallen soldiers.
Yeah, this is. Some of us have had enough. Please watch till the end.
Wait, I want to hear what they're playing, like a little bit. Maybe I don't want DMCA, but like,
you can play it for a bit. It's just some country music about like,
They like all use this song.
Yeah, and then the MAGA rapper they use a lot.
I slow salute the 13 fallen and all my brothers and sisters in arms.
So what I find funny is like people. It's like, bro, like fucking like 100 Afghan civilians who were helping the military got blown up in the
Some by the military.
Oh yeah, because they were just firing.
Yeah, they were just like firing randomly at them.
I mean, 100 Afghans,
an entire family
got fucking exploded. And
an entire
murdered.
family of a dude who is literally a fucking like a humanitarian aid worker who was coming back home, got blown away by a Hellfire missile strike, and then they literally said he was ISIS. And then they were like, oops, just kidding, he wasn't. Sorry.
I don't know how people can be so callous towards them. Like, I mean, first of all, horrible what happened to the soldiers, of course. But there's no you see it in the media a lot. Even on CNN I was watching, there's no acknowledgement that these fucking 100 civilians got blown up.
Here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. You're 18 years old, okay? You sign and you get a sweet little Camaro, okay? You get a nice little Camaro. you impregnate your high school sweetheart who's going to cheat on you regularly. Okay, here's what's going to happen to you. Are you ready? Are you excited? I'm going to tell you from all of my fucking really close friends and all the experiences that I've that they have at least relayed to me, okay? Your high school sweetheart is cheating on you. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're doing. You're out in a fucking Afghan empty poppy field in the middle of like some fucking valley, okay? Dudes with way more to fucking lose than you, I guess, or way more of an interest in like being there and know the landscape, are shooting at you, crack shots from across. You don't even know where the fucking shots are being fired from. You sit down in a fucking trench and you call air support. That's what you're gonna be. That's what you're gonna keep doing for a very long time. As everyone is like, as the media is not covering your efforts in Afghanistan, nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's too focused on their own shit out here. And you start slowly realizing that as the desperation sets in, okay? You start getting angry. You're like, what the fuck? Why don't they care about this shit? And then one day, when you're driving over to a fucking empty poppy field that you're destined to protect, or you're supposed to be protecting, I don't know why, by the way. Well, that's how you fund, JSOC operations and CIA shit overseas. Okay? Your shit gets blown off. Your best friend's fucking dick gets blown off by a sniper rifle, okay? Because that's what they're doing. And nobody gives a fuck. At least those 13 people, they fucking died while they were literally evacuating civilians out of Afghanistan. Like, those dudes, those people gave their lives in perhaps one of the most honorable ways that you can go out in the fucking military. Most of the fucking casualties are like, the dude that you were training last week literally takes the arms that you gave him and shoots you from behind, okay? Like the Afghan National Security Forces that you were training literally just buddy fuck you, and then you're dead. Like, that's so much worse than at least like trying to evacuate civilians, babies, women, children out of Afghanistan and then dying to a fucking terror attack.
The thing about these civilians that nobody cares about too is like, these are civilians that we are in debt to. These are civilians
we fucked
that
their lives up.
us.
We fucked their whole lives up, dude.
Specifically, these are ones that risk their lives to help the military. Many of them translators, stuff like that. That we promised amnesty to.
Yeah, even the regular civilians. Man,
I mean, yeah,
so
but these are people we literally promised amnesty to because they fucking risked their lives and their families' lives to work for the American army, knowing that if the Taliban ever came back, which they did, they'd be murdered.
The Taliban also didn't come back. The Taliban was brought back by the American government. The Donald Trump administration facilitated and negotiated that deal, facilitated the release of 5,000 Taliban prisoners, including Baradar, who is like the main Taliban guy who was in a fucking Pakistani prison, that they literally flew out of that prison to meet with Mike Pompeo. So any motherfucker that says like, oh, Joe Biden, blah, 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 like, I can't believe this. And I give a lot of props to Joe Biden, and I even gave a little bit of props to Donald Trump for even broaching the subject of evacuation and finally ending our 20-year-long endeavor here and our longest imperial conquest so far. But it's literally the way that the American government handled this situation. They always knew this was going to happen. Those dudes wanted it more, and we got fucking owned. Sorry, that's just the reality.
No, we definitely got
owned by fucking rice farmers in Vietnam.
Always, yeah. Dudes with sandals.
Wearing flip-flops. And we got owned by dudes wearing, again, flip-flops and fucking dresses in Afghanistan, okay? That's just how it is. Stop meddling with other countries' businesses like this. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you spend on each soldier. The dudes with the flip-flops and dresses will always fucking win.
He wants more. That's his fucking country. And you're literally creating Well, not only did we build these terror networks directly, by the way, the CIA did that. Also look up Operation Cyclone, but even Jimmy Carter did that against the USSR. But we also created an environment that was so volatile and so fucking horrifying that of course people were like, well, I don't really fucking like the Taliban, but I mean, God damn it, these guys are coming in from fucking Iowa and like shooting at me and blowing up my fucking family. Like, I'm going to fight back.
Yeah, the one really disturbing thing I heard is that this was actually, even especially under Obama, is because the drone strikes were so frequent that the kids and the families of in these countries feared the clear skies.
Yeah.
Because the bombs could come at any moment from a drone strike.
Yeah.
And they felt more comfortable during overcast because they knew the drones weren't possible to drop. I mean, that is living in that perpetual terror.
Yeah.
Is absolutely fucked.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
70 or more than 60,000 civilian casualties in the most conservative estimations in both Pakistan and Afghanistan as a consequence of the drone strikes. American citizens were extrajudicially killed in these drone strikes as well. And not only that, but Obama only apologized when he blew up a fucking hospital in Kunduz. Okay. And they were like, my bad. Sorry about that. And a bunch of Doctors Without Borders, like a French doctor and an Italian doctor were fucking murdered in the process. I mean, we killed journalists, we killed medics indiscriminately, we killed civilians indiscriminately. It is horrifying. We are a monstrous fucking nation. And ultimately, the gains of said activity don't even come back to us. It doesn't even come back. That wouldn't justify it, by the way, but it doesn't even come back to you. That soldier that goes out there, he's not benefiting from that at all. He's just a fucking pawn, okay? You're selling your life, you're selling your body, you're selling your fucking soul, and then you get nothing in return.
Except lifelong trauma.
Yeah, except lifelong trauma. And maybe you'll get fucking 5% off at Denny's on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? And then everybody's like jerking you off, like, oh, thank you for your service.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck. Nobody cares.
Well,
okay?
Hold on. This guy cares.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. I salute all 13. Hold on. Wait for it and tell me he doesn't care. That's a hard
slow
spell.
salute. Yeah, that's right.
Well, this guy seems like he's served. He's upset. He's taking down the American flag with his daughter.
I hate that we had to do this.
Yep. It's time. It's time, girl. Go get the black American flag.
Dude, look how many flags this motherfucker has, dude. It's crazy.
Well, it's all. The thing is, when you endure such trauma, you have to rationalize it, right? So it becomes your identity.
Somebody has
to justify
to make a stand.
I don't know what he's making a stand against. So they're flying the black American flag. This is, I guess, yeah. I don't know. They never say, what are you making a stand against?
They're just angry.
What?
They're just fucking angry,
but
dude.
He says we have to make a stand. Against what?
Against, I don't know.
They don't know what they're angry
See,
at.
that's the fucking funny thing.
Communism.
People are like, oh, it's because Islam is so dangerous. Well, uniquely dangerous. Like, motherfucker, you're blowing up their families and blowing up their infrastructure. They got nothing. Like, they got nothing. And they want to fight back against this foreign force. But then you put up a fucking black flag when you can't get your jalapeno poppers at Applebee's because there's like fucking, mask mandates and vaccine mandates.
That's what I guess. That's my only thing is that I'm kind of discern is that they're ready to go to civil war over is the vaccine mandates, the mask mandates. This top comment says Biden say their name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart. We live in a very sad world. It scares the hell out of me to see what this world would be when my babies grow up. Leave the red, white, and blue up. Just put the black flag next to it. We can't get rid of the old glory. That's their plan. There you go. Playing right into our trap. Brother, millions stand beside you. We all need to stand up at one time. Swords. Anyway, there's a fetish, basically. And people whipping it up.
The flag.
What?
They want to fuck the flag.
They want to fuck. They do, actually.
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot of people whipping up the Civil War thing. Like Tim Pool is obsessed with it too. But as we go on, let's see. Here's another one.
It's just like, dude, I promise you would want free education, good shelter, a meaningful life, just like everyone else does. You're not going to get that. You just like these. I mean, see, these are like relatively nice houses. That's what I'm saying.
This is a nice house. Yeah.
It's not always this notion that these are all like fucking, really poor people is not a true one. And that's like, I mean, are there definitely
if you drive through poor white parts of the country, it's all maggot out.
Oh, for sure. But again, at least amongst the voter base, because the overwhelming majority of poor people don't fucking vote. That's the issue, okay? They don't vote because who the fuck are they going to vote for? How are they going to take time off work to go vote?
Yeah.
So voting is like a rich person's endeavor for the most part in comparison to the working poor in this country. So let's get that straight.
Well, here is Margarine Taylor Gross. Got him again. The Titan senator.
Yeah.
Attack on
Nasty.
Congress.
All right, you gonna tell me that that's working class, dude? Real estate developer that like inherited her business? Like she's not. None of these people are.
No, I don't think she is, but they use the working class.
Yeah.
So anyway, Margarine Taylor Greene is just a few days ago saying, should America get a national divorce? So there you have it. I say yes. 43% say yes.
Oh no,
actually
47% says no, stay together.
That's actually shocking.
I love the 9% undecided.
Yeah,
like, I'll go either way, whatever.
That just shows like there'll always be
I don't
people.
give a fuck.
Yeah,
I mean it's all fluff, right? This is all like fantasies.
It's conservative virtue signaling.
Or they couldn't even do shit with like no police force at the Capitol. You kidding me? Like, first of all, the FBI now I feel like is doing pretty much what they did to Muslims under the Obama and George W. Bush administrations and under the Trump administration as well. I feel like they're now doing nearly identical things to like white radicalized people. You know what I mean? Like white extremists and white separatist movements, white extremist movements, anti-government movements, because they are responsible for the lion's share of domestic terror incidents in this country since 9/11. I believe more than 75%, even higher now probably. And they're basically fucking infiltrating groups. The same thing happened with like Gretchen Whitmer,
right?
Where they were like, "Come on, you want to do a little terror thing? Come on,
right.
Come on, you want some Tannerite? Hey, what's going on, brother? You want to do some direct action? You know, that's just." You're a fucking clown. You're trying to blow off steam with your homies. Okay, you're getting you're a weekend warrior. You go to like a little gathering. You put a tent up. You train for the inevitable apocalypse. And then the FBI sends you some text messages, or an informant sends you some text messages and rile you up. So then you say dumb shit like, "Yeah, we are going to kidnap the governor." You're not going to do shit. Shut the fuck up. I mean, there are really serious versions of this, like Atomwaffen within the American military. Like a Nazi group that has actually done a bunch of terror plots that have been foiled. But then, I just personally don't think like they're going to do shit.
Oh, I agree. I mean,
Ethan knows all about Atomwaffen.
I know about what?
Atomwaffen?
Oh, that's the group that...
That's the group that was swatting him.
Yeah, they were swatting me a bunch of times and the dude went to jail. But those guys are actually psychos.
Well, I mean, that's why I said they're like legit. Those are, because they recruit from within the military.
Oh, fuck. I was like, oh, shit. These are actually like murderous white supremacists. They're
yeah.
targeting me.
They get caught with like fucking, like explosives and stuff regularly. Like they're no.
But the FBI is pretty on them, it seems like. But regardless, this is kind of what scared me. In a recent poll, 52% of Trump voters say they want to separate. And then what actually really surprised me is 41% of Biden voters said they wanted to separate. But it's all just like hogwash, right? Like the actual boiling point of going to war with your own brothers. I guess these people are probably thinking it'd be like a cold separation, a cold war, But like, here's my question.
I mean, first of all, it would be over. Like, it would be so bad for the red states, with the exception of, like, Texas. Like, what the fuck? You got nothing.
And it's funny because, like, even if you go back to the Civil War, a lot of people think it was, like, a valiant war. The North crushed the South. The South never had a chance of beating the North. And
federal government.
And here, by the way, is available at the same website. You can get a fleshlight with the American flag.
That's...
For true patriots only.
Finally.
The patriot...
fleshlight for me.
Yeah.
I always wanted to fuck a rubber pussy, but, it was just...
I'm going to come.
Yeah, but so, like, I actually did some research. So I said, okay, The conservatives want to make their own country, the red states. And we say, okay, go ahead and make your own fucking, go ahead and make the new confederacy. Let's see how economically this is going to turn out for you guys.
This only frustrates them further, by the way, when you point this out.
This is from 2008. The disparity is even bigger. GDP, 64% blue state.
Yeah.
It's widened since then.
You got Louisiana and you got Texas. Those are the big, like, two red states that they got a lot going on.
By the way, here's medium income from blue increasing. Here is the medium income in red states decreasing.
By the way, these are directly, this doesn't have anything to do with, like, you know, people being hogs or whatever. This is directly a consequence of austerity measures implemented in red states, whether because it's like politically the right thing to do because you're like anti-Obama during the Obama administration, or like, you know, anti-Democrat, or because you're directly in the pocket of wealthy benefactors who stand to gain the most from not paying taxes. So that is the reason why there's so much economic inequality in these areas. And that, of course, radicalizes people to a degree where they're fucking putting up black flags outside of their houses to like fight for God knows what.
Here's the jobs in the blue states. There would be about 60 to 70% of high-paying tech jobs, finance, insurance, etc. And in the red state, you can expect to be working in agricultural and mining and basic manufacturing. So basically and then I have more data here. Let's see. Here's the dependency chart. So if you look at the federal government, obviously every state pays into the federal government, and some states get more than others. So if we go down to this is really interesting, return on tax dollar, okay? So at the worst return, you're looking at states like Delaware, okay, it's at the very bottom, blue state. For every dollar they pay the federal government, they get 48 cents back.
Yeah.
They're almost entirely blue, with the exception of Nebraska.
I mean, Delaware is the tax haven state. So
right. So go to New Jersey. New Jersey, they get 56 cents back for every dollar they spend. If you go to the bottom, red state North Dakota gets $4 back for every dollar. This state would be absolutely third world.
I mean, it's literally a carve out for Republican Senate seats. So,
right, it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, New Mexico recently went blue. West Virginia, you've got 290. Mississippi, 280. It's almost
I'm more
entirely
surprised
dominated.
by Alaska. I guess they do need a lot of federal funding because Alaska is also resource rich.
Yeah, but Alaska is fucking deep into debt. $2.58 for every dollar they pay.
See, the thing is, like, I don't fault these red states for taking more federal funding. They need it,
but they want to separate.
They need it, right?
They want to separate.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I laugh at it.
Here's New York. New York, for every dollar they pay, 70 cents get back. Here's California, 75 cents get back. So if y'all want to go make your own new confederacy, expect to be a third world fucking country.
I mean, they are, though. But so, Ethan, that is what's going on. Like, in America, we live in a blue state, right? We live in a wealthy part of a blue state. So our experiences are drastically different than someone who lives in the Appalachian Mountains. You know what I mean? Like, that guy is literally living in desolate third world conditions. So much so that, like, European NGOs actually come in and do dental work inside of stadiums in places like West Virginia. That's sad. It's so fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
And these are comparable conditions that we subject our fellow American men and women to. Like, this is what we've done to them. And I it sucks. Like, it hurts my fucking soul when I see that, where I'm just like, I want to give these people healthcare. I want to give these people an opportunity. I want to give these people an industry to work in. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't have to, it doesn't always have to be fracking or fucking coal mining. It could be anything else, especially if you've been out of a job for a decade. Like, you're gonna take another job, especially if it's a well-paying one. And it sucks to see and neither party is like doing enough to address that at all. And because of that, both parties rely on a never-ending culture war where it's like, if you're a Democrat, you're good. If you're a Republican, you're good. You're a patriot. You care about, we care about the rights of the unborn. It's like, no, dude, they don't give a shit. These people don't give a shit about anything, okay? Neither party's representatives, for the most part, give a single flying fuck about you, especially if you're poor. They only care about you if you make more than $250,000 a year. That's the reality. That's the unfortunate reality. And because of that, they do everything in their power to make sure you can't even fucking vote.
Well, it's just interesting how I feel like socialism and I mean even Democrats more so than the parties they vote for are working so much more in their interests, and yet these hogs, the propagandists, the think tanks, the ones that don't give a single fuck about them are somehow through the culture war have got them blindly loyal to the point where they're ready to go for a civil war, putting up black flags to fight against their own economic interests and welfare. I mean, here finally.
I mean, they did it during the Confederacy. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't have changed anything for them that dramatically. I mean, they benefited from,
I guess,
slavery, but like ultimately they fought for
rich
slave
people.
Owners. They fought for rich people. They died for fucking rich slave owners, and they're doing it again.
Yeah. I mean, they were fighting for it's interesting because it was fully unmasked then, but it was also about racial. They may have been poor, but at least they knew they were better than black people.
No, that's Ta-Nehisi Coates talks about that. Has written extensively on that subject. That racial division in the Reconstruction era benefited capital owners because it created a system where working class whites that were also in like horrible poverty conditions always at least had someone to punch down at or someone to feel superior over.
Yeah, and that really goes a long way.
Yeah, that did go a long way, and it's, by the way, it's still a motivator. Yeah. It really is.
A final note, we're running out of time, but a final note on the Civil War thing here, just to enjoy your future Confederacy. Overall dependency score. Red states, this is overall metric for all red versus blue states. Much more dependent on federal aid. Much higher return on dollar, federal funding, much higher. And, this is kind of like COVID-related decline in state budgets. I don't know what the fuck that one means, but...
That means that I think like the coffers were emptied out in red states because people just didn't have enough income to pay taxes. Or because a lot of the people that made... So during COVID... we had what is known as a K-shaped recovery. So the wealthy people made a fuckload of money. Like some of these billionaires made like $50 billion.
Elon doubled their net worth.
They doubled their net worths, right? Whereas the working poor, specifically in the service industry or specifically in like, gig economy jobs, they got left behind severely. Even if you were an essential employee or an essential worker, like we were like, oh, we're going to celebrate you. We're going to fucking, bust out the pans at 8 p.m. Like, we don't give a fuck. We were doing the military treatment to those very same people. We were doing that exact same shit where it's like fake veneration. So you shut the fuck up and you do your job. But, if you want money, nope, these businesses will not give you extra money. We will not do hazard pay. We will not give you overtime. If you want that, then fuck off. You can fuck off and die, right? Red states have a lot of that. And then red states have a lot of wealth. Louisiana specifically is one of the richest because of resources and one of the poorest fucking places in the country at the same time.
Interesting.
And the reason for that is because it's resource dense, okay? But also there's a lot of income inequality, a lot of wealth inequality because there is no distribution. There is no distribution of the wealth that literally is like right under the fucking ground and in the water. Like they just don't, they take all of that and they keep it at the fucking tippy top. And that's precisely why when the wealthy were making a lot of money in places like California, where there is a, 13% tax, when the wealthy made a lot of money, the state got a $55 billion budget surplus. But in places like Louisiana, even if the wealthy were making a lot of money, because, the tax structure there benefits the wealthy and not the poor, well, their states didn't actually see gigantic returns on in a similar capacity to like blue states.
Well, we are out of time. Too bad we didn't get to Superman is bisexual.
I know.
It's a
Dude,
shame.
every time we do this, I'm like, shit, there's so much more to cover.
I know there's so much more to cover, but we have a 2-hour limit on YouTube because we want them. We have a rating system, YouTube greenlights, to make sure we don't get demonetized. And they say if it's over 2 hours, we're not going to watch that shit.
Damn.
So we got to wrap it up.
Shouts out to the YouTubers watching this then, you know?
Shout out to the Raiders. Hope you give us the green one. And thank you for watching, everybody. This has been The Leftovers going hog wild since 2021. Welcome back, Donald Trump. We can't wait to see you. There's going to be so much
revenge
content.
tour.
Come on now. Fly those black flags, you true-blooded Americans. No quarter given. Yeah.
To the military and police, by the way.
And don't forget the tow truck drivers, which is a more dangerous job than police, apparently.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you for watching, everyone.